Okay, I thought I would talk about blade baits. Blade baits is something that I use all year long. I always have one tied on, and I've used them for a very, very long time. They're a very good reactionary bait, but they also can be used somewhat finessey. There are three different sizes that I throw. I throw a quarter, 3/8, and a half, and that all depends on the water current and the temperature of water of what I switch to. So we're going to go over kind of the baits that I typically use. The first one is the Cicada. Cicada's been around for a long time. They have two hooks on them, kind of a slender profile. The next is the Wahoo. The Wahoo has become one of my favorite. I use this in De Pere all the time. They come in different colors, obviously. This one here is a quarter. There's this the standard one. I don't know who makes these. They're pretty common. These work really well. These not only work very well in casting applications, but they're very good at vertical as well. This one here is B Fish and Tackles blade bait. This is probably one of my favorite ones too. I use these quite a bit. This one here is a 1/2 ounce. They have 3 holes in them. Generally I run it in the middle one or the front one, depending on how fast I want it to nose into the dirt. A lot of times the walleyes will pin these right to the bottom, so you're getting them underneath the chin, just because when it falls down, that's generally when they're hitting it. The Eco Tail. I don't have an Eco Tail here, but that is what they look like. They actually have a grub that's mounted on the back. They are one of my favorite ones, but you have to order these. They are kind of pricey, but I have some really good luck on these. And then there's a Steelhead, which these are new, something I'm trying. They have 2 holes in the top, but I can't see why these wouldn't work. I don't use them as much, but they come in all different shapes and sizes. We have a box of, there's just colors and all kinds of sizes. You just have to have a bunch, just like everything else. But that's generally what I run, and I will go over the rods and stuff that I use in the line. So getting into that, I like 7-foot rods for this application here. It has a medium rod with a fast tip is nice, but it has a nice bend on it. But one thing that you're going to look for is the eyelets. So if you look at this eyelet we have is all stainless, but it's a bigger eyelet. That helps with the uni knot that you have to tie in this, or barrel swivels. Some guys will run a barrel swivel, and we'll go over the uni knot. What I run with this is either 10 to 14 pound braid, and then I put a 20 or 25 pound mono foot-long leader on here. And the reason I use mono is I want the stretch. So when you set the hook on this, it's got a little bit of give to it, so you're not ripping it right out of their face, right to a clevis. The other rod that I've used for years, which you have to, and it's fine, it's the Micro Eyes, which everybody knows what Micro Eyes are, but they have that porcelain inlet in there, and if you get that knot through there, a lot of times you'll pull that inlet out. So you have to be careful when you do that you don't reel that uni knot up through there or your swivel up through there, because you'll bust that porcelain eyelet out. So I tend to like the bigger eyelets on this application. And we'll go over a uni knot for the ones that don't know what a uni knot is. So basically, you're going to take both of your lines, your mono, and you're going to take your fire line. Now fire line, I like to use 10 to 14 pound braid, and then down to that 20 or 25 pound monofilament. You're going to make a loop, and then you're going to take that tag in and you're going to wind it through that loop 5 times. You're going to grab the tag and you're going to pull it tight. And you're going to flip your line around. You're going to take your braid and you're going to make a loop. And you're going to wind that through 5 times. And you're going to grab your tag and you're going to pull it tight. And that'll leave 2 knots separated. There's 1 knot here, 1 knot there, and 1 knot there. And you're going to pull them together until they're together. And then you pull tight, and that is a uni knot. That line is straight in line with each other, going in and out. And then you're going to take and cut the tag ends off, with preferably some sharp scissors. These are not very sharp. And then what you have, besides this tag end that burr needs to get cut, but you have a knot that's in line with each other, so that'll go through the eyelets, and it's very strong. And then you're just going to tie that on to your clip. Now this leader is a little bit longer than a foot, but you would just cinch it down to a foot with a fisherman's knot, and you'd be good to go, just like that. Just like that, you're good to go. So, working these baits. There's a couple different ways to work these baits. When the water is warm, they're very good for snapping the rod up, just straight up. What that does is it makes these baits vibrate up, and then they fall straight down to the bottom. Then you pull it up and it vibrates, and then down. When it's super cold in the spring and the water temperature is cold, you don't want to go up with it. You want to go sideways with it. So what you're doing basically is you're making short, quick sweeps as these will swim, and what it does is it keeps these blade baits right along the bottom, because the walleyes stay right on the bottom, so you're just dragging real soft, and these just drop on the bottom and then they grab a hold of it. When the water starts getting warmer, then you can pop them up, and you can do short hops, long hops. You just kind of got to play with the day, but they will eat it. So I just thought I would run over these. Leave comments in the bottom. I want to do some more of these how-to videos, or how I'm doing it. I'm sure there's many of different ways that other guys are doing it, but this is how I've always done it, and it seems to work good. And maybe that part 2 of this is, maybe I'll shoot a video using the blade baits and showing you the actual different hops and sweeps and stuff like that. So I guess until next time, we'll talk to you later.